Edwin Sallan, 52 years old, assistant entertainment editor. And may nakalimutan ba ako?
Educational attainment.
Bachelor of Arts in Economics. Hindi ako joint major. Yeah. I worked for a bank sa PNB, Philippine National Bank, for 21 years. In various capacity yun. I left as an assistant manager sa Credit Investigation and Appraisal Division. In journalism, nagpa-practice akong as a freelance journalist contributor since 1983 when I was still a teenager. So, yun. Well, for starters, I needed a job. And I actually stopped being a journalist for a while. I was working first sa isang non-boys BPO, and then sa isang PR agency before I was asked by old colleagues from the media in the past if I'm interested to join InterAksyon.com. And then he told me the opening is for entertainment, and so I said, sure, why not? I've written about entertainment figures before naman eh. Typical day at work. My title is assistant entertainment editor. But since there's only two of us, the entertainment editor and myself, I'm required to cover events. So I have a daily quota of 2 articles a day, and that would be a lot easier if I'm not covering events. So my typical day is I write one story, one article in the morning, and then around noontime cover an event, and then before usually the event finishes at around 2 p.m. So after that, I go to the office or the nearest internet cafe, or if I brought my laptop, the nearest coffee shop, and I write another story before covering another event again by 6 or 7 p.m. Sometimes I have to cover 3 events in a day. So the next event would be around between 3 to 4 p.m. So I only have a window of about 1 to 2 hours to write my second story. That's usually the day. There are easier days when there are no coverages, so I just write and write. It's huge because I've written before for several dailies, including Manila Bulletin. In print media, there's deadline. So meaning once you met the deadline, your editors will not bother you until the next day for on online. If there's a breaking news, no matter what the time, you have to write your story. I was already here in InterAksyon when Dolphy died. I was actually watching a movie with my girlfriend in Shangri-La when my editor asked me to write about it. So we didn't finish the movie. So I had to go out and find the nearest internet cafe because my editor was telling me that the other online news outlets are already writing about him. So basically ganon. Pag online, you're always on call.
Always very fast-paced.
No, like my colleagues, although hindi naman entertainment, like nung the time na si Mary Jane Veloso, nung nung bibitayin siya o hindi, nakabantay kami nun. So, kahit madaling araw. Or like for example, nung ginawa yung Miss Universe sa isang country na ang time zone is yung gabi sa kanila, madaling araw sa atin. So, nakabantay din kami nun. So yun. Filter, sabi nga recently, sabi nga ni Alan Peter Cayetano, the vice presidential candidate, we live in a soundbites society. So, you have to determine kung ano yung mga statements that are self-serving, yung basically press releases, and gamitin mo lang kung ano yung what's news. Wala ka nang idadagdag. Interesting point. One of our former managing editors, who's now with another news outlet, actually another network, once said that there are times when you will cover events with other journalists. Pare-pareho kayo. So, during those times, it's always possible that somebody will write the story ahead of you. In those cases, pagandahan lang ng sulat. So, actually, madalas ako maunahan eh. Pero, nakakabawi naman ako dahil mas malaman naman yung istorya ko. Mas marami ako na ilalagay na facts kasi sila nagmamadali sila eh. So, those who are in a hurry to publish their stories right away tend to miss a few important things which nakikita naman namin. I guess experience has a way of telling you that. Well, yun nga, online journalism is we're not just competing with other news agencies but also with bloggers. Minsan mas mabilis pa sa amin yung bloggers sa paglabas ng information. So, yun nga, mabawi na lang kami sa paganda ng sulat or more accuracy or more meaty. Yun ang isa sa mga cons. Pros is we can present our stories in more multimedia fashion. We can include videos aside from the usual photos and text. We can include audio. Kung like for example, yung audio file nitong interview natin, pwede kong putulin yung kaperaso, yung importante sound bites, and then labas namin sa yung excerpt, ilabas namin doon sa site namin. So, it's a little bit like print and also a little bit like television and radio. So it's a nice mix. You don't have to follow rules. Okay? And journalists, meron kaming code of ethics na sinusunod. Like for example, in terms of gifts, like na binibigay sa mga press cons and all that, the bloggers can flaunt and readily accept them. For us, it's not allowed. So that's an example. Another example is we know the set of rules kung what can be libelous or not. Sa bloggers, hindi nila alam yun eh. So hindi nila alam or hindi nila inaalam. So basta lang sa sulat ng sulat. Oh yeah, very much. It's actually more reliable than print now. Now more than ever. Yes, oh.
Of course, syempre sir, kailangan on the go na lagi ang movie.
Yeah, but you always have to be on your toes kasi ang shelf life ng story sa online is shorter than print. Kasi sa online, ang advantage namin, pagkatapos ng press con, naka-up na kagad yung story namin. Sa print, bukas pa lalabas yun. So, tomorrow's headlines, posted na sa amin. Nagba-viral na. So, tapos na isi-share pa namin sa mga social media pages namin.
So, spider yung reach po.
Yes, oo. Kasi pag nag-viral yung story, pag sa Twitter and sa Facebook, marami. Diba? There's nothing more fulfilling to a journalist than seeing our hard work being seen or being read or by people. It will be dictated by technology. Like for example, sa amin, here in InterAksyon, we're beginning to experiment with the use of Snapchat na wala pa masyadong gumagamit. We're trying to study whether it would work for us. Also, some of the stories might be a little more shorter. Like for example, a video might be a 2 to 3 minute video might be more than enough to speak for a story as compared to a 1,000 word article. So, pinag-aaralan paano siya mabalanse. So, I think it's going to be online journalism is going to be a lot more progressive and exciting and ano ba to? Maybe more fun in the next 5 years.